Hello and welcome to the channel. We're talking about all things Weiss and chill with friends. My name is Liam and today we're doing a Q&A. Now, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you enjoy what we do here, please let me know by hitting that like button. As well as that, check out my other social medias on Twitch, on Discord, and on Twitter. Links are down in the description below. But let's jump straight in. Now, the other day on the fantastic Weiss and Chill Discord community, which if you haven't already, make sure you join now. I asked, what sort of content would you like to see apart from Weiss, Shadowverse, and Host? And people wanted me to do a Q&A again. So here we are. I asked on Discord. Ask me questions, ask me anything, and here are some of those questions. So Mike404 asks, will there be any more of the Weiss and Chill podcast on Spotify? Yes, my intention is that I'm going to restart it in the next month or two, hopefully just before the next BCS series. And yes, I want to restart the podcast. It's been a while and I've just not had time to really sit down, record, and organise people around it. But yes, I hope to try and do that, and again, trying to do that on a monthly schedule. So yes, the season 2 of the Weiss and Chill podcast, Weiss and Chat, will be coming to your ears very soon. Also as a video podcast, might I add, so very excited for that. Mike also asked, how am I doing? Am I still comfortable? Am I still wanting to do videos, more stuff for the community? And I'm in a position to do that now. And yes, I am much better. First of all, thank you so much for asking about me and my health, mentally and physically. I really, really do appreciate it. Yes, I am in a much better headspace now. Basically, the reason, if those that haven't been part of the channel for a while would have noticed that I stopped recording videos for about 2 months. And I stopped streaming as frequently as I'd like to, because as much as I loved the job that I was in at the game store, it was consuming my entire being and made me very, very tired. So it made it very, very difficult to actually continue doing content because I was so focused on either running the store, doing stuff in the background, or trying to stop and relax. But I'm now in a much better position where I can start doing this a lot more now. I'm in a normal day job now. So yeah, I feel much better. I'm very, very excited for what this year brings. I've got a couple of really fantastic projects lined up, as well as doing vlogs in Japan when I go out there for my 30th birthday, as well as some other fantastic things that are happening out there. I've got so much planned, it's actually ridiculous. So I'm hoping that you're ready and that you're excited as well for the journey that's going to happen. Yeah, I'm very, very excited. Memory Juice asks, what's my current thought on the meta in Weiss? In English at the moment, it's weird. So there are a lot of decks that can do well. Don't get me wrong. At the moment in time, there are a couple of decks that are stand out. You've got the new Asakigura 36 trigger, or however many triggers, Hololive. You've still got obviously 8 standby coins is still a thing. 7 Deadly Sins is still making a mark. Mushoku Tensei coming back, and I reckon that's going to come back even stronger if the restriction list gets lifted like it has in Japanese format. You've got quite a few decks at the moment that are doing things. So I think the meta is versatile and varied enough. However, at the moment there are a couple of decks that are coming out on top, kind of like an S tier. Again, Asakigura being one of those, 8 standby Quints being one of those. When it comes out Overlord, that's going to cause issues. So you are starting to see all these decks that really fit into like this really comfortable A tier, like a really good meta. You are starting to see creep into this S tier, which could cause issues and a much higher representation of certain decks. In terms of the Japanese format, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about the Japanese format, so I'm not really gonna comment on that. My focus is more on the English format, as I'm sure you'll recognize from most of my videos. But if you're interested in more of a Japanese meta analysis and things like that, let me know in the comments below, and I will do research and give my opinion. Mike jumped back in asking if I will be attending BCS 2023 as a player or a judge and which games. So at the moment in time, as of recording this video, I will be going to BCS 2023 UK. I will only be going to UK because I'm going around Japan the same sort of time. It just happens that UK is when I get back from Japan, and I will be judging Weiss. Not sure if it's head judge yet or as a floor judge, still to be confirmed. And it all depends on Shadowverse. Now I've applied to do I've completed the Shadowverse judge test. I think I did well. If Shadowverse is on the Saturday, I may also be judging Shadowverse. either way, I will be at Cardiff for BCS 2023 UK, but that will be the only one that I'm attending this year. J Long ED says, a lot of people are not liking the direction the game is going in gameplay wise. What are my thoughts on that? So, like I said regarding the meta-analysis, I think it was a point where the game was at a really good point with a really varied meta and a good number of solid decks where it actually rewarded good, skillful play. Obviously in Weiss, there is always a high element of luck, just the nature of the game, but it did reward high skill level. At this point at the moment, I am a little worried about the game, again, focusing on the English format here, where again, we're seeing these decks that are coming out that are creeping into their own S tier. You've got Sword Art Online Alice, of course, Azkigura, you've got 8 Standby Quince, and those 3 decks at the moment are, and I don't think I'm wrong in saying this, dominating the meta right now, or they're going to be dominating the meta right now. Overlord's going to creep into there as well with the new door bar build. So I'm a little worried that it's basically creeping into this new tier, and power creep is occurring. I think a restriction list is going to happen at some point. Whether that's going to happen just before BCS with what they've got available right now, or whether that's going to be after BCS in preparation for 2024, I genuinely don't know. My only hope is that they do not do a restriction list in between finishing regionals and going to the World Finals. BCS restriction list, the restriction list should be consistent throughout the entirety of the season, the BCS season. Unless it's an emergency ban list, there should be absolutely no reason why that restriction list should change from the beginning of BCS until the end of Worlds. If it does, there's a bit of a concern there in my opinion, but we'll see what happens. It's happened before, I hope it doesn't happen again, but I do think an update to the restriction list needs to happen now before BCS starts. Failed to find Steve House or Hoax asks, what are my thoughts on Bushy focusing more on the console games rather than the mobile games? And also due to the Bushy financial records or forecasts, that they said that it wanted to be the #1 TCG company in the world, and what are my thoughts on that? For the first part of the question, I think them working on console and mobile games in tandem is the right way. I think focusing on one more than the other, especially when their mobile games is very well established in D4DJ, Symphogear, Bang Dream, Love Live, Review, Starlight. I think they're really well established games. I know it's fantastic that they are going to console, in terms of, you know, you've got Vanguard Deer Days, you've got obviously the Bang Dream Girlband Party went to the Switch as well, and a few other Switch games, Kobayashi-san, that was a Bushy Road made game. I think that whatever avenue they think to go down towards is up to them, obviously, but I do think their mobile games side of things is very well thought out. I do enjoy a good Bushy mobile game, so it's a shame to see that the mobile games are diminishing, especially obviously with losing Vanguard Zero. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with expanding the digital side of Bushy Road. Now, in terms of the forecast and where they see Bushy Road being as the #1 TCG company in the world, I think that, you know, having that ambition, amazing. And I think that's a really good mindset to have, you know, to be the best, but no one ever was. But talking of Pokemon, I don't think Bushy's there to be able to claim to be #1. Look at Pokemon World Finals that have just happened in Yokohama. That was a spectacle. That is how a World Finals event should be run, with live gameplay streams, with spectators, with side events, with merchandise, everything, you know. And I think Bushy Road World Finals last year done a really good job. Like, again, getting commentators in and streaming each event, having a merchandise stand, having the free play option. So I definitely think they did a much better job last year, and I'm curious to see how it goes for Worlds this year in 2024 in February. I think they've got a long way to go to become #1. Pokemon is so good because they focus on a single game, it's a single IP. Bushy Road doesn't do that. That's not their business model. They've got Vanguard, they've got Weiss, they've got Shadowverse in English alone, and Vanguard has got 3 different formats at the moment. And then you go into Japanese, you've got Rebirth, you've got Weiss Blau, you know, and there's a new game coming in January 24 apparently that they've announced. They haven't announced what it is yet, but they have said a new card game is coming. I think Bushy Road are spreading themselves too thin, to be honest, but I absolutely love the ambition. Steve asks, what's the winning lottery numbers for November 28th? They're mine. I'm not telling you. Go away. Memory Juice asks, I would also like this question answered. Fine! It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the lucky number of 11. Scout asks, have I ever thought about doing a retrospective on older sets like how they were in the meta when they released, etc.? I haven't actually, but I do like the idea. I know a load of friends that have been in the game for a very, very long time. Doing like a history of Weiss series and talking about different sets and how they've evolved sounds kind of cool. And if you're interested in that, let me know. And if you've got any sets that you would like me to do that for to start with, again, let me know in the comments below. Alex RB asks, can we have Weiss and Chill sleeves and deck boxes? So here's the weird thing. I sort of do the playmats and I did it more for my own because I wanted my own playmats. Then again, like people like yourself said, oh, I like my own Weiss and Chill playmat. Could I have one? I was like, okay, sure. And now I've got people saying, oh, I want sleeves and deck boxes. And I'm like, sure, I can try and do that. And if you're interested in Weiss and Chill merch, let me know. I'm looking at getting some t-shirts made ready for just again for myself for going to events and things like that. So I'm looking at getting some t-shirts made, maybe like again like deck boxes, some sleeves, some center markers, first, second cards. I mean, if you're interested in that sort of thing, let me know, and I'll see what I can get made. Alex also jumps in with a job reveal. I mean, sure. So I now work as a finance analyst for a company called Flowgas in the UK. I play with numbers and try and make money. That's my job. I also work as a theatre technician actually at a local theatre where I do all like sound and lighting and stuff like that, which is really, really fun. A nice little part-time thing that I do as and when. So yeah, I guess that's my job stuff. Please don't stalk me, please.
Husky Ninja asks, what advice would you give those new to Weiss Schwartz and those who might be feeling burned out?
So funnily enough, I actually got a little burnt out recently after Springfest that happened. You know, I tried really hard to actually play a good competitive deck, and I did try hard a little bit, and it made me realise that I had actually lost a bit of my passion in terms of playing with friends. But we got there back in the end, and again, just started playing some really random decks. I started playing my 8-2 soul deck again for a laugh. I started playing Gotcha and just some random chaos decks that I built for Hololive, Quince, and just communicating with the community does really help. And that brings us nicely on to new players. Again, get involved with the community. Join my Discord if you'd like to. Get onto the Weiss Schwartz UK and global Facebook group. Find your local community and attend events, attend locals, attend Springfest, attend Championship Series, attend Bro. You know, just get involved and, you know, find a series that you love, see if it's got a set, and if it has, build what you can with what you've got, and just give it a go. And the final question, what older sets or sets that I first looked at didn't seem that good and have surprised me in tournaments? Now, again, I'm going to focus purely on English here, and absolutely number one for me, Ruby. I did not expect Ruby to be as good as it now is. Well, saying it now is, it's always been that good, it's just not been, you know, it hadn't been discovered, I guess. But Ruby has turned out to be a really, really strong deck. And you also see some really strong different builds. You've got Choice Store, or Choice Standby, 8 Standby, like weird door standby builds. Ruby is a really versatile set, and I think it's a really good set to build from. If you're interested in Ruby and things like that, and that's a series that you love, it's a really, really good set to understand and learn how to deck build. Another set that I thought wasn't going to do much and then started to do more was, I guess it was a bit too late for it, unfortunately, but Adventure Time. Adventure Time, again, at first, everyone was a bit skeptical about the set. A good deck did come out in 8 choice or standby choice, with the Jake and Finn finisher actually being quite good. But I think by the time it was realised and played, it had been power crept out and didn't really see many results. And the final one that I'd like to give an honourable mention for is Cardcaptor Sakura. When I went to Worlds back in 2019, 2020, I was amazed to see that there was one guy called, I think it was Davide, who went to Worlds playing Cardcaptor Sakura, playing Stock Soul Door, and finishing 3rd. That baffled me. And you saw how he built the deck and how he basically built it to deal with the meta. How he could just play his game and not really care. That, and he mastered the set. He mastered the deck and he knew what he was doing. And it was fantastic to see him play. But yeah, I guess those 3 sets, and ironically they're all English originals. Because even though Cardcaptor was an English exclusive, it wasn't exclusive. We'll call them English originals. But yeah, all 3 of those really surprised me. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. I really enjoyed doing these, just sitting down, saying hi. But if you did enjoy it and you enjoy what we do here, again, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you want to be informed of when we upload next. Again, I'm trying to do at least 2 videos a week at the moment, hitting 3 at the moment, so we're going to try and keep going with that. And again, check out my other socials on Twitch, on Twitter, and on Discord. those links are down in the description below. But thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!